2018 was a long and strange year that started with and ended with and it also had a couple of them vidya games you kids seem to like so much, so here's my personal faves. A few quick rules before we get into this. Number one, you know the drill, this is just my personal list, all of this is just my opinion, and you probably won't fully agree with me, which is absolutely fine, please don't hate me. Two, in the name of keeping things fresh, I've decided to exclude any remakes, remasters, or reimaginings from the list, so even though I like these, you won't see any Spyro, Shadow of the Colossus, or Pokemon Let's Go to the Polls. And three, due to a lack of time, money, and a third secret reason that you'll find out later, I didn't actually play as many games in 2018 as I did in 2017. So before you go asking where Return of the Something Something is, I ain't played it. So without further ado, let's pop some painkillers, slam back some San Pellegrinos, and get this shit over with! Now, I won't lie, this list was kind of hard to make, especially the 10th slot. I mean, there were a lot of good games this year, and it was tough deciding which ones should get left out. Not to mention, no matter what I picked, I would still get people saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe you picked over my favorite game, Fallout 76. But in the end, I decided I wanted to have at least one VR game on my list, because, you know, it's not fair that I ignore an entire genre of games just because I can't play them for more than an hour without vomiting from every orifice I have. So I decided to give number 10 to my favorite VR game of the year, Beat Saber. It's Guitar Hero with lightsabers. Don't worry, I've got an erection too. I mean, really, I don't have to say much more than that. It's a rhythm game where you slash cubes in half to the beat of a song, and it's the most unbelievably satisfying thing in the world. I know it sounds like an incredibly simple concept, but it's executed so fucking well. It feels exactly like it should, and it's so gratifying that I don't even mind the music that goes Beat Saber is good, satisfying, dumb fun, and that's all it needed to be. Just be warned, you may feel like a badass when you play it, but really you look like an even bigger badass, you know what I'm saying? Wonder Song, a game that in my opinion didn't get nearly as much love as it should have this year. I mean guys, it's a game where you can steer a pirate ship with your voice. How is that not the dopest shit? The interesting puzzles and unique game mechanics were enough to make me like it already, but it's the story I keep coming back to when I think about the game. The writing just felt so human, for lack of a better word, and the game was filled with genuine and heartwarming characters who are also funny pirates, witches, or abominations. And the world it created was very joyful and whimsical, and yet the game was still filled with genuinely touching and emotional moments that I still love so much. Wonder Song does feel quite indie, and it's not very long or hard. Unlike my oh my god, Bob, what? Bob, I'm not saying this. Come on, it's funny. It's not fucking funny. But it's still a beautiful game in every way, and it deserves way more love. So go play it, numbnuts. Tetris. I love Tetris, you love Tetris, everyone in the known omniverse absolutely loves Tetris, except for my friend Gary. Gary doesn't like Tetris, but that's okay because Gary's a bitch. And this year, some beautiful bastard out there asked the question, how do we take one of the best-selling games of all time and make it even better? Answer? Make it fucking trippy. And that's Tetris Effect. It's Tetris with stunningly beautiful animations and wonderful music that you create yourself by moving the pieces. I mean, it's such a great idea. They took the perfect puzzle game and made it unbelievably satisfying to play and unbelievably beautiful to watch. In fact, I was thinking this maybe should have been higher on the list, because Tetris itself is one of my all-time favorite games, and probably my most played game ever if you include the countless times I've played it whilst waiting for a train or making twosies. But whatever, Tetris Effect is fucking crazy, and I'm not saying that you should get high, play this game, and have the experience of a lifetime, but if you do, please film that shit and send it to me. At number 7, we have Into the Breach, the third game on the list that I really like but didn't review for some reason. Last one though, I promise. This game was made by the guys who did FTL, and god damn do these guys know how to make a simple yet incredibly addicting game. It's a turn-based strategy game with time travel and giant robots and bugs. That's the city-destroying kind, not the hilarious game-breaking kind. And it's so well designed. Like, it's just a grid with some robots and bugs that keep spawning, and it's very easy to understand, but you can go so in-depth with it. It's the perfect easy-to-learn, hard-to-master game, and fuck me, is it hard to master. Like, that game can be brutal at times. It's almost like saving the world from giant city-destroying bugs isn't meant to be easy. But it's never unfair. Like, it always shows you what's about to happen before it happens. You never take damage that you don't already know you're gonna take. Why doesn't every strategy game do this? Basically, it's a super well-designed game, and just like its big brother FTL, it's already eaten up a lot of my time that I'm never ever getting back. Let's try not to think about that. Monster Hunter World. Ooh, it's good. Ooh, it's a good game. Ooh, it's good. I gotta give it a look. What a great way to start off 2018, and what a great way to start off my Monster Hunter experience. This was the first Monster Hunter game I'd ever played, and I instantly fell in love with it. I loved the awesome equipment, the epic battles, the story was kinda shit actually, but whatever. It was the perfect game to get me into the series. It had a crazy amount of stuff to offer, but did a pretty good job of easing me into it, and I loved how it made the micromanaging stuff so much easier and quicker. It trimmed a lot of the old school Monster Hunter fat, and overall made everything feel smoother and sleeker, like a Lamborghini made of bits of George Clooney. It's a very fun and absolutely gigantic game that I really like. Plus, it helped me to bond with a new group of people who are now my buddies. Shout out to the Negative Affinity gang, baby! Woo! Number 5 is God of War. What? You're seriously only putting God of War at number 5? How could you do this? It's the best game ever, you fucking crackhead! Look, God of War is a fantastic game. I mean, it wouldn't even be on this list if it wasn't. It's got great, crunchy feeling combat, a well-made story, and a ton of incredible, memorable moments, my favorite being and I absolutely love it, but there just happened to be 4 other games that I loved more this year, that's all. Look, let's be real, this shit has got more Game of the Year awards than it has polygons at this point. It does not need my help. Seriously though, God of War is fucking fantastic. It's one of the sadly rare cases of a AAA company making something entirely out of love and the desire to create something awesome, instead of the desire to buy themselves another island. SpiderMan! Wait, let's have a moment of silence for Stan Lee. Okay, SpiderMan! God damn, we really are living in the golden age of Spider-Man right now. We've got Tom Holland killing it, Into the Spider-Verse was incredible, and this, the best Spider-Man game ever. Yes, you fucking heard me right. I mean, I love Spider-Man 2 as well, but my god, the swinging in this one is literally perfect. They absolutely nailed it, and it made everything in the game 10 times more fun. Even the stealth missions? No, not even the fucking stealth Okay, yes, I'll admit the bits where you play as Miles and MJ are boring, and I'm not saying the game is perfect, but come on, guys, they're not that bad. I mean, I've heard people claim that these bits ruin the entire game, like they're some sort of digital tumor. And putting those nitpicks aside, this really is the ideal Spider-Man game. The story is great, the combat is satisfying, the city is gorgeous, and the swinging was so good it got rid of my crabs. No, I'm just kidding. They're still a really big problem. Number 3 is a game that I did not think would end up so high on the list, but the more I thought about it, the more praise I thought it deserved. So here it is, Celeste, number 3 on the list. I mean, I know I've implied before that God of War and Spider-Man are better than Celeste, But I've also implied that the "It is Wednesday, my dude" scream is still funny, so clearly you shouldn't listen to me. But seriously, after I went over Celeste in my head and replayed it a bit, I became so impressed with how consistently amazing it is. For example, God of War and SpiderMan are both spectacular games, but they both have qualities I think they'd be better off losing. For God of War, the Uncharted-style climbing, and for SpiderMan, the not Spider-Man bits. But when it comes to Celeste, I can't think of a single moment that I didn't love. It's pure fucking gold from start to finish. Plus, the difficulty curve is absolutely perfect. Like, you start with simple hops, skips, and jumps, and end defying the laws of physics without really noticing the difference. I'm not saying it's a perfect game, I'm just saying everything it sets out to do, it absolutely nails, and for that, I adore it. Oh shit, maybe I am saying it's a perfect game. Why is this so catchy? Smash fucking Ultimate. Oh god, I hate that this can't be my game of the year. I mean, it's a Smash Bros game, so my expectations were already really high, and it still blew me out of the water. And just blew me in general. I know this is the most generic reviewer thing to say, but it really is the ultimate Smash game. The amount of content it has is absolutely insane, and World of Light is honestly way better than I thought it would be. Plus, they made the fighting mechanics better, they included every character, the different game modes are really fun. I mean, it really feels like they thought of everything. Except for which characters people want, apparently. I mean, what the fuck was the point of the Mario Raving Rabbids game if you weren't gonna put in Rayman? But in all seriousness, there's not much to say. I mean, it's Smash Bros. You know what it's like, you've played it, you've loved it, and I wish it could be my game of the year, but unfortunately, there's just one game I love more. So, the #1 game. The best of the best and my personal favorite game of 2008. Oh, let's just skip this. You already know what it is. Red Dead Redemption 2, baby, cause I'm just that predictable. Yeah, I'm sure you all saw it coming given my known love of Rockstar, but who cares, man? This game is better than love. I mean, this is part of the reason I didn't play as many games in 2018, because nothing that came out around this time could draw me away from playing Red Dead 2. Like Just Cause 4, barely touched it. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, didn't even buy it. Dead Cells? That one's really good, actually. Like, I haven't played too much, but I really like it so far. Oh, maybe that should be on the list. Red Dead 2 is simply the most immersive game I've ever played. I have never felt so a part of a game's world in my life. From the brilliant encounters to the incredibly detailed world and the mind-bogglingly fantastic writing and characters, I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I absolutely adore this game, and they probably also hate me for talking about it so much. I'm not saying it's perfect, it is definitely too easy and there's some unnecessary realism stuff here and there, but to me, the few flaws it has means nothing in the face of its strengths, which I could literally spend all day listing. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece. It's an immersive, engaging colossus of a game and my personal game of the year. I mean, the online will probably ruin the whole thing for me one day, but until then. Anyway, that's my list. Did you love it, hate it? Let me know, along with your typical "where the fuck was my favorite game" comment. And let me know what your best games were. Maybe you like the Dragon one, or the America one, or the one where Zoidberg fights Waluigi. What's it called? Yeah, oh, Soul Calibur 6, that's it. And finally, thank you very much for watching, and here's to a new year of exciting new games, like The Last of Us 2, Shenmue 3, and Toe Jam and Earl back in action. Oh, fuck yeah, buddy!